Good morning. Oh my goodness, I can't believe today's the day. I'm so super duper excited. Today is the first day of the Love Your Voice Challenge, and I've been planning this for a few weeks, and I'm so excited for those of you who have signed up for this, who are jumping in and ready to go. But if this is new to you, no big deal. The Love Your Voice Challenge is for anybody who is a speaker or a singer and is looking to, or somebody who is a wannabe speaker or singer who really wants to improve how they sound, who wants to take healthy care of their voice and to just really love who they are and how they can express themselves through this beautiful instrument that we've all been given and been given in such a unique way. So if that sounds like you, we'd love to have you join us. Just a little bit of housekeeping for those of you who are in the Strength Train Your Voice group. That is awesome. You will find all of the action items for this challenge in the guide section of the group. If you're not in the group, that's totally cool. I've actually put a link to the description or to the group in the description of this video, so you can get over there and check out these videos, but then also the action item posts that go along with these videos to actually do the challenge. And so there will be giveaway opportunities for those people who are participating in the challenge. So hop over there if that is something that you're interested in. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit subscribe so that you can be part of the giveaway once we hit 100 subscribers. You heard me say giveaway twice. I love giveaways. I love sharing my knowledge. I love sharing helpful information, and I love helping people grow and just enjoy life while we're at it. So with that, let's touch our first topic for day one of our Love Your Voice Challenge, and that is how to overcome fear and doubt. How to overcome fear and doubt. That's a hard one for a lot of people, especially because for some of us, that's something that has started when we were really little. Here's what I mean. For some of us in this group, some of you who have shared your stories with me, by the way, I am so grateful for you sharing your stories. It really helps me learn and grow and best serve you. For some of us, fear is really real. You know, have you ever heard of the fear of public speaking being like one of the biggest fears that people have in life? Like bigger than any other fear? That's a big one. Or maybe it's fear of going live like this on social media because you're like, dang, how do people hear me? Or I don't like hearing my voice, or I sound really boring and I don't want to sound boring to other people, right? Or maybe it's the fear of what other people will think about what you said. You know, you can't see their facial expressions. You can't hear what they're thinking. And you have all these doubts in your head of, well, hey, what are they going to be thinking? Or what if so-and-so's watching this and thinking this? Or what if so-and-so's watching this and thinking that? There's all those thoughts that can bombard your head, right? Can bombard you and paralyze you. Or maybe it's just the doubts. Maybe it's, oh, well, when I was little, so-and-so told me that I'm not a good singer. So how can I'm not going to even try. You know, I just doubt that I can do it. So I'm not going to even do it. Or maybe it's the doubts that are more from you. Like, what if I try really hard and I work at it and I try and grow and I don't grow the way I want to? Then what am I going to do? That's a very real doubt. It's a very real fear. And I want to acknowledge those here on day one, because if we don't acknowledge those fears and those doubts right now, are we going to be able to progress the way we want to progress in this challenge or just in growing in these goals that you probably have in general? I beg to differ that no, we're not going to be able to grow in overcoming and setting these goals that we've set if we can't first face the fear and the doubt head on. So, how to overcome fear and doubt when it comes to your voice. Number one, Start by just doing it. It doesn't have to be in front of people. It doesn't have to be in an elaborate way. Start by just doing it. Practice, practice, practice. I know you've probably heard that before. Most people like to use the saying practice makes perfect. Nope, that's not in my vocabulary. My saying instead is practice makes permanent, or practice makes better. Usually I say permanent though, because if you practice poorly, if you don't practice well, if you don't practice with good technique or with the right approach, then whatever things that you're practicing, if they're not the right way, you're going to practice those into a habit. And then that becomes kind of an issue. So if that's, if you want to make sure you're practicing the right way right from the get-go, I do voice lessons and coaching and stuff. Happy to help you with that. But anyway, my point is don't worry about it being perfect. Practice makes perfect is the worst saying I've ever heard in the world. Focus on just doing. The more you do a little bit at a time, the more you can notice things in your own voice, the more you can get used to actually doing it. The act of doing it and creating a habit of just doing helps us to overcome the fear and the doubt that comes with even the idea of starting. Maybe you're like, oh, that just sounds so overwhelming. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know if I want, that just sounds like such a big mountain to start overcoming, right? And I hear you, because I feel that way in the areas of my life too. I'm like, man, I look at that thing that I'm trying to reach, and I'm like, that just seems so insurmountable. But if you take it and just look at it and going, I'm just going to try it. I'm just going to try a little bit today, 10 minutes today, 10 minutes tomorrow, 10 minutes the next day, and just keep going. One step in front of another. That's one of the biggest ways we overcome fear and doubt, is just by doing. All right. I also want to address a concern of somebody that I talked to, and I'm so grateful that she confided in me about the idea of another trained singer telling you that you don't have the voice or the vocals for singing. Somebody telling you that, and they're supposedly well trained. They supposedly are good at it already, and so if they told you that, how in the world could you come back after that, right? And that, I just want to say, I'm sorry you were told that, if that's you, because I know it's more than one person out there. Because, you know why? Because I used to teach 500 little kids in public school, and that's everybody. That's the whole gamut of people. That's the good singers. That's the people who struggle. That's the people who are gifted or, with the skill more than maybe some others, because there is a variety of spectrum in how we might be initially gifted at something. And then there's the ability to actually grow in a skill. And those are two things that can coincide together. So, sorry, gotten a little sidetrack, little bunny trail. But I just want to address that because that can be so hard for so many people. And I'm with you. I feel for you. And not only that, but I've helped people come through that experience. Not ignore that experience. Not say, pretend it didn't exist, but to work through that experience. To say, okay, I was told this. That was painful. That makes me struggle now in the here and now. But I can overcome, and here's how. Here's something I want you to keep in mind about somebody saying that. Two things. Number one, just because someone is good at something doesn't mean that they know completely how it works. So, for example, just because someone is a good singer does not mean they are a good teacher of singing. You can definitely be good at something without being good at explaining and teaching someone else how to do it. And the reason why is because you have to know what the steps are from point A to point B to point C all the way down the line. And if you don't know that, then you might look at somebody at point A and go, well, you're bad at that. And tell them, you're bad at that. And not help them realize that, well, there's a way to go to point B, C, D, E, F, all the way down to Z, if you want to think of it that way. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Just because someone is good at something doesn't mean that they know all the ins and outs of it and how to get from point A to point Z. And the second thing is that whoever told you that is only looking at or hearing you in the present moment. So they really can only give you feedback on that present moment. There's nobody saying that they are changing your future. They only can have impact on the present. And that doesn't say anything about the future because you can grow and change. And when you grow and change, that maybe the potential truth that they said in the moment becomes untrue because you've changed it. You've changed what's happening. So be encouraged that even if someone told you something like that in the past, that doesn't have any bearing on the future. That doesn't even have any bearing on the now because the present then is now past. So if you're doing the Love Your Voice Challenge in the Strength Train Your Voice group, make sure you check for the action post that's coming soon to really digest and use this information I've given you to your best ability. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow for day 2. Bye for now.